What's up guys, this is Sean and today will be another episode of Asking Sean. Today we will get a question from Mutalib1 via email. So this is his question. So this is his question. Let me just read it out lah. Another very lengthy one. I do appreciate lengthy emails because that gives me full context. So your question is, do branded developers deliver exceptional properties always? Or is it just a public image that they are somewhat a safer buy? Question 2. Do developers have control over how well a township ages? For example, EcoWorld says their development will stay shiny and nice like Desabak City and Seremban 2 in many years to come. Context to my question. Quite a few of my friends, especially first or second time home buyers with high income, prefer to buy from branded developers. Some are happy with their quality, such as Tropicana Metro Park, and some are not happy, which is like PJ Midtown and Vogue Residency. I guess the defects are okay if they're a lower price development, but when they're priced so expensive, then that's how they see the quality doesn't justify the price. These branded developers tend to have a hit or miss in their project. Now you have shown your review on Elmina, I would have thought Sime Darby is a bad developer, especially on how much they sell their properties for. I've seen Sime Darby projects in order for Melawati and Bukit Jelutong not aging gracefully. This is in contrast to IJM Seremban 2. Contrast, not contracts, where I was impressed that the older phase are still maintained perfectly, including the common road, sidewalks and things like that. What I'm saying is just based on personal or friends' anecdotes and may not reflect the actual reality, and I'm ready to be corrected if I am wrong. Thanks for your video, they are really educational. So thanks one for your super long email. So let me just get this right again. The first question, do branded developers deliver exceptional properties always, or is it just a public image? So my answer to question 1, what is your definition of branded, right? Branded can be like your auntie, uncle all recommend that is branded, or is it get a lot of awards like Star Property Awards, iProperty Awards, Property Guru Awards, all these kind of awards is branded, or is it like public listed branded? All this comes from different definition because I personally do not believe all those the H Property Award, iProperty, all that one is somewhat like a business where you actually buy spaces on newspaper so they can have their project or whatever things featured. So it's a business gimmick lah, right? Only a few such as FIABC and things like that. FIABC, F-I-A-B-C-I, yeah. So those are the ones that are really strict and those are really the industry standard lah. If those are your definition of branded, then does it mean it's a safer buy? Somewhat yes. Safer buy also does not mean quality products, right? So a lot of those that actually get awards, right, are not built. That's the weird part. Like the whole reason for me doing the property review is also to reveal all this, like how can you get awards based on things you have yet to build? Meaning like whose idea is better and who comes up with the best computer renderings. So that's my argument lah. That's why I don't really believe. That's why I like before I actually review the Sime Darby one, I actually go to the previous phases and I go to EV1, EV2 to actually speak to the locals. Like when I go to the mama and ask around, then like people do really hang out in the parks and things like that lah, so to actually get the feel. Safer buy or not? Yes, because in comparison to those Sendirian Berhad developers, smaller one plot of land developers, definitely these branded one do have a much more guaranteed buy than all this. If not this one, next time will lari one. Last time all this lari mah, but all these public listed one or brick branded ones, they don't. Question 2, there's a difference between developers and contractors. Although in the contract, developers are actually the client for contractors, right? So they are actually in charge of the construction quality. However, this also comes in prices where, to me, in books, regardless whether this property is it 300,000 or 3 million, a straight wall must be straight. The tiles proper must be proper, right? It need not to be differentiated based on building quality. Instead, it should be based on the difference on distance away from the city or land price or things like that, not building quality. However, our concept of this, even in this question itself, it makes the context of this question wrong, where our not the context of question, our expectations are wrong. Why, like if I buy a 280,000 house, it can be a poorly built property? It shouldn't be, right? So a 2.8 and a 280,000, right? A wall is still a wall. A straight line is still a straight line. So that has always been my argument in the industry. That's why a lot of people don't really like me, lah. So is there a guarantee to how a property will look in the future, right? It's based on the quality of products they use, like the paint. Usually, people only determines or judge by the facade or the landscape and treatments like that. So if you notice, like now, smarter developers or bigger developers, right, they use pavers because they age gracefully. So they put in a lot of landscape. So the choice of trees, the choice of plants, all this does makes a lot of difference in the township. For example, if you go to Kota Kemuning, right, Tropicana Aman area versus Eco Sanctuary versus IJM Rimbayu. Yeah, if you go and take a drive around all those places, you'll notice the difference in landscape treatment. Once you turn into Eco World, then once you turn into Tropicana, wow, but once you go into IJM area, then yeah, not that IJM one is actually way lower, but just that in comparison, it does make a lot of difference, and that actually forms your perspective of whether this property developer is good or not. So in conclusion, one, for your questions, the answer is we should not be actually blinded by all these different iProperty awards, on the Star Awards or all these award, because it's based on who has the more budget to advertise on that year lah. Just that I seriously don't understand why developers buy into this. Anyway, that's just my opinion, right? Branded should be based on the past projects, right? Like if you want to see whether the new launch of Eco World is good, go to their previous launch and go check it out, their built environment or their built or their built products, so whether good or not. Like if you want to see Sunway's latest Geo launch, you go to their A Marine or La Costa and see the actual. So instead of judging branded based on all those price and things like that, why not now look into the bigger picture, where is this property developer a township builder or just a pocket land developer? So if pocket land developer, then it's like one build, habis, I chow. No need to care whether the repercussions or arguments or complaints from the existing customers. But then if you buy from a township developer or community builder, right, they will be there for the next 30 years. So any complaints from the previous first or second or fifth phase, right, it still falls back to them because they are the major landholder. So that's the difference, and that's something I need you to understand. So I think that's all for this episode 1. Thank you very much for your email, and I really appreciate it. Hopes this helps, and that's all for today. This is Sean Tan. Ciao.